The disturbed child. You are 8 years old. You're in the backyard with a dead bird in your hands. You found it near the fence, and now you want to know what's inside. You're pulling it apart, slowly, carefully. You're fascinated. Your mother calls you for dinner, but you don't answer. You want to know how it works. What made it die? At school, the other kids form groups. They share secrets. They cry when someone's mean to them. But you feel nothing. You watch them like they're in a zoo. You don't understand why they care. The teacher says you're shy, but she's wrong. You're not afraid. You just don't see the point. You think about the bird. You want to feel death again. Level 2, the isolated teenager. You're 16 now. The violent thoughts won't stop. They're getting worse. You don't just think about death anymore. You think about flesh, about cutting it, about what it would taste like. This isn't normal curiosity, but you can't stop. You've started keeping a journal hidden under a loose floorboard. 3 notebooks filled with drawings, plans, scenarios. You write down names of people you see, what you would do to them, step by step. You've planned it 1,000 times. No one knows what you're thinking, but the fantasies aren't enough anymore. You need flesh. You spend hours alone. You're reading everything about serial killers. You're studying them, learning what they did right and what got them caught. You're learning from their mistakes. The fantasies are constant and they're getting more specific. You're not asking if you'll act on them, you're asking when. A part of you is also thinking about a darker question. You're thinking, what will the flesh taste like? Level 3, the student of death. You're 22. You got into medical school. Your essay about wanting to help people was perfect. They believed every word. But you're here because of the cadavers. You're here because you finally get to see what's inside, legally. It's your first day in anatomy class. There are 6 dead bodies on steel tables. Your classmates look nervous. One girl runs to go throw up. You don't feel sick though. You feel excited. You hide it, but inside, you're buzzing. You volunteer for every dissection. You stay late. Your professor thinks you're passionate about surgery. He's impressed. If only he knew why. You spend hours cutting, peeling back layers, studying, memorizing, preparing. But it's not enough. These bodies are already dead, cold, preserved. They don't bleed the way living bodies bleed. You're learning anatomy, but you want to understand the process. You need to see the exact moment when life becomes death. You go home exhausted every night, but you can't sleep. You're dreaming about scenarios, where you would take them, how you would restrain them, which tools you would use. You've planned it so many times it feels like a memory. The barrier between your fantasy and reality is getting thinner. Level 4, the stalker. You've chosen her, Emily, a nurse at the hospital. She works the night shift. She's 28, lives alone. You know because you followed her home every night for the past 3 weeks. You know her routine. She leaves work at 7, stops at the coffee shop, always orders the same thing. She drives a blue Honda Civic and parks in the back of her building. No cameras. You checked. You've been inside her apartment. She works night shifts after all. You wore gloves and went in through the back window. You walked through her rooms. You stood in her bedroom for 10 minutes, just dreaming about her. You left everything exactly how you found it. You've mapped everything. The route, the alley, the blind spot where the street light going to hear a thing. You have the tools ready. Rope, duct tape, plastic covers, they're in your trunk. You've set the date. Tomorrow, Saturday night. You've rehearsed this 500 times and now it's finally happening. Level 5, the first kill. You're in the alley. It's 2 in the morning and you've been waiting 40 minutes. Your heart is pounding. Her car pulls in at 2:47 a.m. You grab her from behind. She's fighting, but she's stronger than you thought, clawing at your arms, attempting to escape. Plan didn't account for this. It's messy, chaotic, difficult. You panic and you use the knife, and she goes limp. You drag her to the car, throw her in the trunk. You're breathing so hard you might pass out. You drive to the storage unit, rented under a fake name. What happens next takes hours. You finally do what you've been dreaming about since you were 8. You start cutting. You peel back the layers, see what's inside, and then you taste it. You cook a small piece and you eat it. It's better than anything you've ever tasted. Not because of the flavor, but because of what it means. When the sun were covered in blood, you wait for the guilt, but it doesn't come. You feel satisfied. You thought killing her would end it, but again, your hunger didn't go away. It only got worse. Level 6. The refined killer. 3 months later, you kill again, a homeless man. No one will miss him. He follows you to your car, trusting, desperate. You take him to a house. You do it faster this time, cleaner. The second kill is nothing like the first. No panic, just execution. You keep a piece in it behind a false panel. This is your trophy. 3 months later, your next victim is an addict. You're refining your technique. You know which cuts to make, which parts taste better, and how long meat stays fresh. You have a system. You hunt every 3 to 4 days. Know people who won't be reported missing right away. You change locations, dispose of bodies in different ways. You're careful and invisible. It's normal. You finished medical school. You're now officially a doctor. You're dating a girl named Emma. She's a nurse, and she thinks you're kind. She has that you are a doctor by day, monster by night. Level 7, the local murderer. You're 31. You're a renowned doctor. You have your own practice. You see hundreds of patients every day. You prescribe the medications, and you save lives. That's what everyone thinks. But you're using your job to hunt. Your patients trust you completely. They're alone. They have no family. The elderly man with no children. The veteran with PTSD who's lonely. The woman with cancer who's given up. They are society's forgotten people. You're meant to help them, but instead, you're eating them. Claimed 21 victims. 21 people who came to you for help. 21 souls who trusted you with their life. When they die, death certificates, natural causes. diagnosis, heart failure. No one questions you. You're hiding in plain sight. You have a deep freezer now. Emma thinks you're a meal prep enthusiast. She's never looked inside. If she did, she'd find vacuum-sealed packages, carefully labeled, different cuts, different people. You're organized and professional. But the cooling off period is getting shorter. You used to wait for months. Now it's weeks. The urge is getting stronger. You're not in control of it anymore. It's in control of you. Level 8, the media phantom. It's been 4 years. The police are connecting dots. 67 missing people. All patients from the same practice. All vulnerable. All alone. The local news picks up the story, then the regional news, and soon enough it goes national. CNN sends a crew. They're calling you the Phantom Doctor. They don't have your name, but they know the pattern. The FBI gets involved. They send agents to interview all the doctors in the hospital. You sit across from them, calm, kind, professional. You answer every question, express concern. You know they're profiling you, but you don't give them anything. You're a cultural phenomenon. Reddit threads, true crime podcasts, everyone has a theory, but no one has a clue. It's you. One evening, an investigator comes to your home. He's looking for a patient you treated 8 months ago. A missing person. He is polite. He accepts the dinner you offer him. He doesn't know that he's the very person he's looking for. The inspector tells us excellent. You tell the investigator that you're so sorry about the patient, that he was struggling when you last saw him. Back to you. You stop hunting for 6 months. It's the longest break you've ever taken. The urge is eating you alive. You're irritable. Emma asks, what say it's stress? And she believes you. You can't feast like you need to, but you already have a plan. Level nationwide killer. You've killed 122 people. You found the solution. Medical work across the country. You do temporary placements across state lines. When hospitals need coverage, you sign up. They send you to different cities, different states. You're hunting in new territories. You have excellent references. Every time you go to a new hospital, you're welcomed and trusted completely. You feast on the people who are completely alone. The homeless man in Omaha, the elderly woman in Phoenix, the drug addict in Detroit. You also exploit the inefficiency of law enforcement. Police department other. A disappearance in Ohio isn't connected to Nevada. You're a ghost. Your medical bag has everything you need. Your trunk has the cooler. You take what you and move to the next city. Emma doesn't understand why you're traveling. You tell her you're paying off loans. She wants to start a family, but you keep delaying. The truth is, you can't stop. This is your life now. Road. Hunt the kill. Level 10. The investigated. You're in Sacramento. One of your patients dies. You sign the certificate. Heart failure. The man was 78. Diabetic. Smoker. Questions it. His daughter. She's a lawyer. She's also suspicious. An autopsy. The results come back. Heart failure, but there's... She calls the police. 2 detectives show up. They ask about the patient. He was sick. Dying. They ask about your access to medications. You're a doctor. You have access to everything. They ask where you were on specific dates. You travel for work. Different cities, states. They just look and abruptly leave. You know what this means. You're on their radar. They're going to dig. And you hope they don't see the pattern. You finish your shift. Pack up. And drive to your next hunting ground. Level 11. The pack killed 67 people. You remember every single one. Their faces, names, dates. You're the most prolific killer in modern American history. FBI knows you exist. They've connected the cases. All 267 of them. Different states, different years, but same style. All missing people. All vulnerable. All connected to temporary doctor placements. They've built the profile. They know the killer is a doctor. They know he travels. They just don't know your name yet. They're watching you. You can feel it. The cars following you. The sudden questions from the model employee. Helpful. Friendly. But the net is closing. The gap between acts has collapsed to almost nothing. You're hunting more because you need to. You're taking risks you wouldn't have taken 2 months ago. You're keeping more flesh than you should. The freezer is stuffed with your souvenirs, but you can't stop. You are addicted to death. Level 12, the unraveling. It's Tuesday. Is asleep. There's a heavy knock. Then the door is busted open. 80 federal agents, 22 police cars. This is it. They push inside, shouting, reading your rights, handcuffs. Emma comes downstairs screaming. They tell her to step outside. She doesn't. She watches as they find the false pass as they pull out the jars, fingers, ears, pieces of 200 preserved people. She collapses. You don't look at her. Reads of vacuum-sealed packages, carefully labeled, dates, locations, cuts of meat that aren't from any animal you can buy. The agents one runs outside to throw up. They find your journals. Every victim, every method, everything. They take you to agents across the table. Crime scene photos, 200 faces. They ask you about each one. Your lawyer advises you not to talk, but you want to. You've been silent for so long. You're tired. You tell them about Emily, the trophies, the taste, everything. The agents look sick. One breaks down crying, and the other leaves the room. You give them locations next. Bodies they haven't found. 70 more victims. The final count is 301 human beings. Level 13, the legacy. The trial is a media spectacle. Court TV covers every second. 113 families fill the gallery. They stare at you with hatred. Some weep while scream. Peter plays the audio of your confession. The jury looks horrified. The evidence is overwhelming. Your lawyer argues insanity, but saying, you know exactly what you did, and you're proud of it. The verdict comes back in 5 minutes. Guilty. The judge sentences you to death. Multiple sentences. You're transferred to maximum security prison. You're under 23-hour lockdown. 1 hour in a cage. No human contact. You're alone. The media won't stop talking about you. Every channel, every podcast, every documentary. Doctor of Death. America's most prolific serial killer. Books come out. Psychology students write dissertations. The FBI uses your case in training. You're a case study. A warning. A monster. A legend. You think about the victims. You remember every face, every name, every taste. And you feel only one thing. Guilt. Not remorse. Just hunger,